We're live now. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Tonight is another video. Big surprise there, right? It is kind of late though. Here in LA, it is nearly midnight, so I better keep this shorter than 25 minutes. Otherwise, this will be considered a live stream on another night. So tonight, I am talking about playing only what you hear. Implicit in that is that you play nothing more, even though I know you want to, because I know that I want to. Now you can choose to play only what you hear, either in a practice setting or in a performance setting. You can use it as an exercise or as a discipline. And I like the idea of finding my playing somewhere in the middle of the two. So, playing only what you hear. Now, it's kind of hard to hear ideas completely unprompted, but sometimes I like to listen to the silence around me. Well, hopefully you have some silence around me, and hopefully you have some silence around you, but I know that it's probably loud in your head, like it is for me. So I like to stop and listen, and this might sound pretentious or who knows, but sometimes I feel like the universe is talking to me. I feel like I can hear the sounds in the universe. There's a prevalent pitch somewhere there. Let's see. Ah. Almost sounds like a little bit of Stanley Kubrick. And I know that's not who wrote that. I just know that right now. That's the only information I have. Anyway, I like practicing just listening to the notes that are kind of just like right up there in the air and picking them out and only playing those and using those as my inspiration, because you play a few notes and then you'll maybe hear a few more notes, but it's not even necessarily about playing them in time or about playing anything perfectly. It's about retraining yourself to source your ideas from a different place. You're sourcing them from the whatever around you. I don't know what your philosophies are. However you would like to frame it, however you'd like to contextualize this, it's the essence around us, and sometimes it speaks to us, and it usually speaks to us when we listen and we don't talk back at it. So I know that's kind of a weird idea, but who knows where does our sense of creativity come from? Where does our sense of genius come from? I'm not saying that I'm a genius by any means. There has to be a source for that pure expression that we all seek. And I think it's there waiting to be listened for. I once had a dream many years ago, and I was at this time really listening to a lot of Brad Mehldau. I love his trio, and if you haven't listened to that, I would highly, highly recommend it. I particularly like Art of the Trio volumes 3 and 4. And on volume 3, I like his tune Bewitched, Bothered, and Bewildered. That they are communicating on another wavelength, and that is the epitome of taste right there. Anyway, I digress. In this dream I had, I was talking to Brad Meldau, and I being the young music student I was saying to him, Brad Meldau, how do you play music so well? What is your secret? What is it that you're doing to make your music so great? And he said to me, I play the radio in my head. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. Now, I have never actually spoken with Brad Meldau. I've heard him play live, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't even know what his voice sounds like, but to me, I think that my dream gave me some pretty profound information. Playing the radio in your head. And this is what takes us to your ear. So let's say you are hearing the source around you calling you and telling you to express this. So you can listen, but can you play what it is you're hearing? If you haven't done much ear training, that might be difficult. If you don't have a strong bond between your ear and your instrument, that might be difficult. So my advice to you is I think that a good exercise is to practice singing a phrase and then playing it on your instrument. It can be a short phrase, just about a measure long, a simple idea, and then replicate it on your instrument. And I'm going to demonstrate this a little bit by singing an idea and then playing it. And it's going to be whatever key that I sing it in, because you know that my pitch is going to be all over the place because I'm not a very good singer. But let's have some fun with this and see where this takes us. And when I get my singing ideas, it can actually be whatever you want it to be, but I'm choosing to have it be the first idea that pops into my head, listening to whatever's around me. Here we go. Ba da 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 ba ba. Okay, here's another one. Be da 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 do dee. Oh, and also this is a good time to practice your ideas in 12 keys, because you can take these ideas and play them in all keys. Let's try that last one I played. Let me put in a few keys. Okay, so I think that's a simple idea, but make sure that you're always challenging yourself in some way. You're always going to be hearing slightly beyond what you can actually play. So your connection from your ear to your horn is very, very important. And taking an idea and being able to play it by ear and then transposing that idea is very, very important. And I would caution you here, because you are trying to develop your ear, do not think of the phrase in harmonic terms. Do not think of it, do not analyze the notes and how they relate to a key. Just hear the melodic idea and then play it up a half step. If you can hear the melodic idea and just play it up a half step, you are well on your way to developing a very strong connection between your ear and your playing. Okay, where do we find ourselves here? Okay, so sing, then play, sing, then play. Now, you're not going to do this on a bandstand, but the goal here is to develop more of kind of a vocal approach to playing music. So once it was suggested to me that I try playing on something like a blues and singing the first 2 bars and then playing the second 2 bars, singing the next 2 bars, playing the next 2 bars, and so on. And what this really does is it gets you out of that technical oriented mindset and straight into the melodic singing thing, the more creative style of playing. Because when you practice a lot, like I sometimes do, I go through phases. When you practice a lot sometimes, you will get in this mindset of, okay, I'm thinking about everything that I'm doing when I'm playing my horn. And it's an easy trap to fall into, and sometimes you really have to pull yourself out of that and say, why am I really doing this? Is this theory that I'm practicing? Is this technical stuff? Is it really serving the music, or is it just what I want to be playing? Is it just what makes me feel good to play because I'm so good? Or, Is it really serving the music? Is it telling a story? And your voice, your communication, all of this stuff right in here, your throat chakra, all that stuff has to do with expression and truth. So are you sharing your truth when you play your instrument? And I think it's a lot easier to get there when you are singing and expressing in that way. Use your music as words. They're nothing more than that. And it's so easy to get caught up in the theory of it. It'd be like studying grammar every single day of your life and worrying so much about that. Oh, I'm going to use this very hip grammatical format in this phrase so that I sound smarter or I sound more intelligent. No, you just talk. You just share your ideas. And if you're with people who have larger vocabularies, your vocabulary will probably match it, and naturally and quickly. You will adapt to your surroundings because there's these latent memories of all these words that you don't use very often, but when you hear them, you can figure out what they mean in context. Same thing is true in music, is you have all these latent memories of musical words, and when you hear other people using them, you're like, oh yeah, I remember what that means. So playing only what you hear, this is a really, really good discipline, and it will help you stay honest and true. And I guarantee that if you practice this, you don't even have to practice it a lot, but being really honest with yourself. Am I playing more than I hear? Even if you hear one note, this is not about playing lots of notes. It's not about becoming fluent in it. That is an end goal, but you don't even have to make that your end goal. This is about being more honest and understanding that a lot of what we play is something that has been preconceived in some way. And if you want to truly, truly improvise and be in the moment, sometimes all you need to do is listen to what's around you. I can't tell you how many times when I was working on this a lot, I would go to sit in at jam sessions and I would play only what I heard. And I can't tell you how terrifying it felt being on the bandstand and just playing that. But what would always blow me away, I would feel absolutely terrible at the end of these songs. But I can't tell you how many times people would come up to me and compliment me on how great my solo was. And to me, it was the simplest, most basic solo. I wasn't throwing in any hip things. And the reality is that I was living in the moment. I was being pure and honest to the moment. And I wish all of you that feeling in the end, because while it may be terrifying and scary, it is honest and real, and it will live on forever in its genuineness. So with that, I wish you a good night. I am 10 minutes shy of midnight now, and I have successfully done another video on this day. Woohoo! All right, so thanks for tuning in. I appreciate all of you who support this channel. If you get any value out of these videos and you are not a subscriber, please subscribe to this channel. I put out a new video just about every day. And if you have any ideas about this or some things you'd like me to talk about on my channel, please leave a comment below. Share this with your friends, tell everybody about it, and with that, I wish you a good night. Take care and happy practicing.